Well, we want to talk more about Jennifer Aniston's essay with Elizabeth Haines. She's a psychology professor at William Paterson University in New Jersey. She's also written extensively about gender stereotypes. We've reached out to Elizabeth Haines in New York City. Elizabeth, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Michael. Thanks for having me.
Well, listen, I want to begin with what Jennifer Aniston is saying here, essentially going off on how society frames women, their beauty, and what roles they have in this society. What's your thought on what Aniston had to say here?
Well, first of all, I think that she's done an amazing job really pointing out a lot of the things that women have to deal with on a day-to-day basis, that basically our beauty is the tantamount, judgment by which everyone kind of views us on, and that also that our relationships to people are the standard markers of success for women in society. So we're not truly women until we become married or until we have a baby and we reach that motherhood status. So I really give her a lot of credit for doing all the things and saying all the things that she has in this particular essay. Great job.
Well, what's amazing is, you read this essay and it goes back to the issues of the first wave of feminism, what women are supposed to look like, what women are supposed to be in our society. When the media, when society keeps perpetuating these type of stereotypes, what kind of impact does that have on people, in particular young people? You'd like to think that young people have more freedom to be who they want to be as we go on in this society, but that may not actually be the case.
That's a great point. And we think that stereotypes are about something that we can just, willfully, just unconsciously be like, oh, well, those don't apply to me. But the fact is that there's so many unconscious images that are cumulative over the course of a lifetime that especially girls get exposed to at a very early age. And so even if you disavow the stereotypes at a conscious level, we have so many of those images bombarding us every day from the time that we really can pick up a magazine, watch television. And so the cumulative unconscious effect of those things, even if we reject them at a conscious level, really weigh heavily on our minds.
Well, it's so interesting because I have these conversations with friends in my life all the time, and they're saying, oh, I wish I still fit in this dress. I still wish I fit in those pair of pants. And I'm like, well, we're not 21 anymore. We're not meant to fit in those things. And as I say that, though, and we talk about Jennifer Aniston, one of the things that does come to my mind, though, is that she has in some ways perpetuated her own beauty ideal. She is in front of magazines. In fact, we heard one broadcaster say that she herself has been photoshopped and raised no issue with that. So it's a bit disingenuous for her to now be complaining that she's being judged by the standards that she helped create. What do you say to that?
That's right. Well, the problem is that no woman can escape a beauty standard. Even Hillary Clinton is still being judged by some beauty standard, even though she's technically aged out of being the sexy woman stereotype. So, every woman has to play the game, whether they like it or whether they don't. And so it's a fine line that most women have to play, that if you want to be recognized for your talent, you also have to be, at least meet some standard level of beauty in order to be taken seriously. And that's really the sad part about this.
And as you and I keep talking about this, are you a bit disheartened that you seem to be having the same conversation, that we seem to be having the same conversation time and again, popping up in different ways through social media, through traditional media, through entertainment?
Absolutely, because images sell. And so, the whole point of advertising and in the media is that they try to make us feel inadequate and empty inside ourselves. And so, you're ugly, you're unattractive, you won't find a mate, buy something. So it really does pull into like a lot of our fears that we'll be lonely and friendless if we don't buy into this, impossible beauty standard. So, yeah, it hasn't changed. And the media really does focus on that. And I think Jennifer was spot on in really calling out not only the paparazzi, but just the general media images that this is really unacceptable.
But how about society as well? Because we're not just talking about images, we're also talking about a woman is not a woman unless she has a child.
That's correct, yes. And that's, we oftentimes conflate womanhood with motherhood, and that's simply not accurate. You can be a woman without a child, and many women do choose that either by choice or by default. And it's not only that, and so women who don't have children are oftentimes, pestered, why don't you have a child? And women who have children also get another thing, oh, well, you can't be taken seriously at work because you have children. So it's really a double standard or a double-edged sword for women. The additional thing is that, if you only have one child, that you're only seen as kind of like a tourist in the motherhood area. So, that there's even additional aspects of being a mother that, that keep ramping up. And, what makes a woman the kind of best woman? Well, you have to have lots of children. You have to do it all. You have to be all those kinds of things at once.
Elizabeth, thank you for your thoughts on this.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It was really a joy. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you. That's
Take care.
Elizabeth Haines, a psychology professor, speaking to us from New York City.